Could the actions we deem acceptable today become the evil deeds of tomorrow? An intriguing question to ponder, isn't it? As we journey through the annals of history, we encounter numerous instances where the societal norms of one era become anathema in the next. Slavery, once an accepted practice, is now universally regarded as a heinous crime against humanity. The future, it appears, holds an unpredictable verdict on our present-day behaviours and choices. This brings us to the crux of our discussion today, navigating the shifting moral landscape. It's like traversing a labyrinth with ever-changing paths, where today's right could be tomorrow's wrong. But fear not, for it's not a journey we must undertake unguided. We have at our disposal a variety of strategies to help us ensure our actions remain on the right side of future judgment. We invite you to consider, how do we stay on the right side of future judgment? Adaptability and openness, they are not just buzzwords in a rapidly changing world. They're the compass that can guide us through the maze of moral ambiguity. Imagine being stuck in a time capsule, your beliefs and values frozen at a single point in time, while the world around you evolves and shifts. Is it not a recipe for obsolescence? Here's where adaptability and openness come into play. They equip us to embrace change, to absorb new information and perspectives like a sponge. They urge us to question our views, to challenge our own biases and assumptions. They encourage us to adjust our sails when the winds of societal norms change direction. This isn't about abandoning your principles or being a leaf in the wind. It's about recognizing that knowledge is ever expanding, that perspectives are multifaceted, and that the only constant in this universe is change itself. Adaptability and openness are our first stepping stones towards ethical decisions. Ethical deliberation can sound intimidating, but it's a process we can all engage in. It's about taking a moment, stepping back from our immediate perspective, and considering the broader implications of our decisions. It's about thinking beyond the immediate present and considering the long-term impacts of our actions. It involves a sense of foresight, an ability to anticipate potential consequences, not just for ourselves, but for others and for the world around us. This process of ethical deliberation isn't confined merely to the realm of legality. Yes, laws provide a guideline, a framework, if you will, for acceptable behaviour. But ethical deliberation pushes us to go beyond, to consider the moral implications of our actions. It invites us to ask ourselves, is this right? Is this fair? Who might this harm? What might the ripple effects be? In essence, ethical deliberation is about cultivating a sense of responsibility. It's about acknowledging that our actions have the power to shape the world, to influence people's lives, to alter the course of history. It's about recognizing that we're not just individuals acting in isolation, but part of a larger social fabric, interconnected and interdependent. This isn't an easy process, and it doesn't promise straightforward answers, but it's a journey worth embarking on. As we deliberate ethically, we move closer to actions that withstand the test of time. Staying informed, it's more than just knowing the headlines. It's about delving into the depths of knowledge, understanding diverse perspectives, and recognizing the ethical dimensions that underpin our world. In a world that's continuously evolving, with new technologies reshaping our lives, social movements challenging the status quo, and scientific developments pushing the boundaries of what's possible, staying updated is not just a choice, it's a necessity. Comprehending these changes isn't enough, though. We need to grasp the ethical implications they bring. Every new technology has potential for both good and harm. Every social movement confronts us with differing viewpoints, and every scientific breakthrough elicits questions about its moral and ethical boundaries. By educating ourselves, we not only understand these issues, but also anticipate changes in societal norms. It's this foresight that empowers us to navigate the shifting moral landscape confidently. Education and awareness, they are our compass in the shifting ethical landscape. We must strive to keep learning, to keep questioning, and to keep evolving, because the more we know, the better we can adapt to the future's unpredictable verdict. The precautionary principle and empathy, two sides of the same coin. Now, let's delve into the essence of these two facets. The precautionary principle is a philosophical approach that plays a significant role in decision-making. It's a principle that urges caution when there's a potential risk of causing harm, especially when there's a lack of scientific consensus. In simple terms, it's about erring on the side of caution. Consider this. You've invented a new technology, but there might be a small chance that it could harm the environment. Instead of pushing forward relentlessly, the precautionary principle would have you pause, investigate, and ensure that your invention doesn't pose a danger. It's about taking responsibility for your actions, particularly when those actions could have far-reaching consequences. But how does empathy tie into this? Well, empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes, feeling their pain, their joy, their struggles. In the context of our shifting moral landscape, empathy becomes a crucial tool. It encourages us to consider the impacts of our actions on others, especially those who are marginalized or vulnerable. Imagine you're making a decision that could potentially affect a group of people. By practicing empathy, you consider their perspective, their needs, and their rights. This not only guides ethical behavior, but also fosters inclusivity. It's about acknowledging that our actions ripple out into the world, affecting more than just ourselves. So, while the precautionary principle urges caution and responsibility, empathy encourages understanding and kindness. Together, they form a powerful duo. They act as a compass, guiding us through the murky waters of ethical decisions. Whether it's a new scientific discovery or a societal norm, these principles help us navigate the complexities and uncertainties. They encourage us to think, to question, to care. They remind us that our actions today will echo into tomorrow, and it's our responsibility to ensure those echoes are positive, inclusive, and ethical. The precautionary principle and empathy are guiding lights in the fog of future judgment. The final pieces of our strategy puzzle are documentation, transparency, and community engagement. Just as a detective meticulously documents every clue, it's crucial for us to keep records of our decisions. But documentation alone isn't enough. We must also be transparent about the reasons behind our decisions. This means shedding light on our thought processes, our motivations, and the ethical considerations that informed our choices. You see, when we document and are transparent about our decisions, we're essentially creating a time capsule. This capsule can be opened by future generations to understand our actions in the context of our current knowledge and societal norms. It shows we acted in good faith, with the best information available to us at the time, even if future knowledge or societal norms evolve in ways we couldn't predict. This approach can serve as a safeguard, a shield against future moral or legal repercussions. It demonstrates that we didn't act rashly or without consideration. Rather, we made thoughtful, informed decisions, even if those decisions are later viewed in a different light. But let's not forget the last piece of the puzzle: community engagement. This isn't just about attending town halls or commenting on social media posts. It's about genuinely participating in societal debates and discussions, actively seeking out diverse perspectives, and striving to understand different moral frameworks. Engaging with our community in this way can broaden our horizons and enrich our understanding of complex ethical landscapes. It can help us anticipate shifts in societal norms and adapt our behaviours accordingly. It can also deepen our empathy and inclusivity as we gain insight into the experiences and perspectives of others, especially those from marginalised or vulnerable groups. Community engagement, therefore, serves a dual purpose. It's a tool for personal growth, helping us become more ethical, responsible individuals. And it's a tool for societal progress, fostering dialogue and mutual understanding, which are essential for navigating the shifting moral landscape. In essence, documentation, transparency, and community engagement are not just strategies for avoiding future judgment. They are fundamental principles for living a thoughtful, ethical life. They encourage us to be accountable for our actions, to be open and honest about our decisions, and to respect and value the diversity of our community. With documentation, transparency, and community engagement, we build a solid foundation for our actions to stand on in the face of future judgment. In our quest to stay on the right side of future judgment, we have explored several strategies. We've talked about the importance of adaptability and openness, the necessity of being willing to change our views in response to new evidence or shifting societal norms. We've delved into the realm of ethical deliberation, pondering the broader impacts of our decisions beyond mere legal compliance. We've underscored the power of education and awareness, keeping abreast of emerging issues and debates. We've discussed the precautionary principle, the idea that when in doubt, err on the side of caution. We've emphasized empathy and inclusion, striving to be sensitive to the needs and rights of others. We've underscored the value of documentation and transparency and the importance of community engagement. While there is no guaranteed path to future-proof morality, these strategies can guide us towards decisions that are more likely to stand the test of time.